Cleveland. For the call, we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with the Carolina Panthers. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And it's the defense that's really the star of the show. A terrific game last week. They got a shutout on the road. And that's something that doesn't happen very often nowadays.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. Leading them out is the Austin, Texas native at quarterback. It's Baker Mayfield.
And I like his honesty because when we sat down with him, I mean, he was the first one to say that was on me last week, a really poor performance. Way too many interceptions, didn't find the end zone throwing the ball, put his defense and his special teams in some real jeopardy, but somehow they won the game.
They won.
Yeah, what I loved about is when he told us about the defense kind of corralling him in the locker room and said, all right, my man, we're not going to do that again this week, are we?
Now a run with Hyde. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. K1 short. Able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of a yard. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Underneath for Johnson. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Well, they tried to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. Bringing them out is the 29-year-old quarterback who played his college ball at Auburn, Cam Newton.
One of the great physical specimens that's ever played the quarterback position in the NFL. It's not just the numbers that he generates. It's the threat of what he can do. You have to play him not just for the pass, but for the run. And getting him on the ground in either situation, a very difficult task for any defense.
And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on 2nd down is Newton. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Set! 319! 319! Gun!
Second down, Mayfield. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Thomas Davis. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
That is caught by the former Gator, Antonio Callaway. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And I don't know if he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And the starting crew defensively for Carolina.
And I enjoy watching KK Short work inside as a defensive tackle. 24.5 sacks from that spot over the last 3 seasons. That puts him in the company of guys like Geno Atkins, Aaron Donald, Fletcher Cox. When you want an inside pass rusher, think about KK Short.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Mayfield. Dumping it off for Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out, and the Panthers have recovered. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close, and it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning, they've got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of it.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is
Here's
reversed.
Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. And a safety the last go-around. That's how we arrived at this 2-0 score. See if they can respond.
Such an oddity, isn't it? See those 2 points go up on the board, knowing
Looks like
that
soccer.
Exactly. And knowing that you did it to give those points up for your team. Now they're just looking to get back out on the field and make up for it.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Set. 180.
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. He'll buy some time right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down, even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
On first down, Newton. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. From the gun, here's Newton. Airing it out for Olsen. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Jabril Peppers is deep for Cleveland. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. The former Maryland Terp, Jermaine Carter Jr. had the tackle. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down. To throw, Mayfield. And he fires one, but incomplete.
We've already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. Carolina getting set to take the field. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Called fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
And that'll be incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Newton. And he gets it to Funchess, complete. Newton finding Funchess for the Panther first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
C.J. Anderson in the game. He gets it here. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And Gano's kick is right through. And they will jump out in front here with a very unusual scoreline of 3-2. So I guess we'll call this a pitcher's duel so far. I think that was a 3-run homer there, and it makes it a 3-2 ball game.
Yeah, and what inning are we in? It's not the most common of scorelines, but it's pretty indicative of the fact that we're in for a tight one.
And down he goes just shy of the 25. Now, penalty marker is down. Let's see what that's about. This is going to put them back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Johnson on the counter. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Check 59. Mike is 59. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
Mayfield now on 2nd down, being chased out left. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Check. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Mayfield to throw it. And that is incomplete. The All-Pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him. I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. On first down, it's Newton. Fetches with a catch over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now a first down throw for Newton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And the tight end Olsen, right side. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. A shotgun snap for Newton. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football.
Still second down.
Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3. Again, Newton. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Here's Newton. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Gano's kick is right through. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Moore now to return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On second down, here's Newton. That's hauled in by Torrey Smith. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception. In that game in Super Bowl 50, maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now it's Newton here off the bootleg. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of 1, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
False start, offense.
Yeah, maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. Newton throwing again. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good. Well, they tried the field goal from just inside of 70 yards. It missed, and now this offense set up nicely at midfield. Mayfield now from the 50. Over the middle, complete. That's Gordon. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Mayfield now steps away to his left. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain. The Browns on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Hyde. Gets past one man. Hyde a 1st down and more. The 20. And down to the 16-yard line. A big hitter there. A 1st down gain of 26 yards. Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but... Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know. Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Mayfield looks to throw. He dumps it to Hyde. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh? Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there. Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, I feel like we're playing old school, right around 50%. Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. Throwing, Mayfield. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball. And we see yet another errant throw as a result. And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And that'll bring him back within a point. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged closer. Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory. More now on the return. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it's a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker couldn't make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
Newton now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They give it to Anderson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
False start, offense.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun. Newton, he gets it to Thomas. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And we're back now here in Cleveland. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. Cam's going to run the option right. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
They start the drive with Hyde. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Tackle made there by Mike Adams, a strong safety. Second down, Mayfield. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Mayfield. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. And the Panthers coming out now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Here's Newton. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
Here's Newton now on second down. They'll roll him out right. Got some room at the 30. And finally brought down at the 34-yard line. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Again, they run again. It's McCaffrey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This is taken at the 15. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Here's Johnson. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. The Browns try to get back and set quickly here. Time ticking away. He'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. This is where, of course, it's good to have a veteran quarterback under center.
You would just be able to put on one of those blood pressure clips, and nothing would be different for him. He's done it many times before, expects to get it accomplished again.
They'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. Fourth down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Desperation time. Mayfield on fourth down. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. Flush to his right. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well. And
you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The first down carry here for Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Trying to hurry to the line on the very outskirts of field goal range. He's back to throw. Forced out to his left. Room here to run. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold it for a short gain when he took off running.
And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year. But he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. One last throw here for Newton. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Cleveland, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they're squarely in play for next year mode now as they drop to 2-11. And they'll try to make amends